Welcome to another Fireside Chat. We're here at NodeConf EU 2023. I'm Cody Zuschlag, Staff Developer Relations Engineer at Nearform, and I'm joined by the wonderful Orama team. Feel free to introduce yourselves. We'll go around in this order. Isaac.
Hi, I'm Isaac Roth, and I'm one of the founders of Orama and old sort of Node community member.
Hello everyone, I'm Angela Angelini, co-founder at Orama and head of design.
Hello, I'm Michele. I'm also co-founder at Orama, and I'm running the technology there.
In this Fireside Chat, we're going to talk about, what is Orama, how did it start, and, what makes Orama different from some of the search technology that already exists. And stick around to the end, because at the end we're going to talk about how you can get involved and test out Orama and maybe even get involved in contributing code to Orama. So this is not the first NodeConf for everybody here. Let's just go around. I'll start with you, Michele. When was your first NodeConf?
It was in 2022, exactly 1 year ago here in Kilkenny.
And did you speak at that NodeConf?
Yes, unexpectedly, because I wasn't supposed to speak, but there was an empty slot, and eventually I had to give a talk, and it was fantastic.
Okay, so I have questions about that talk, but I want to just go around the table first and find out. So Angela, have you ever been to a NodeConf EU? First one?
Yeah.
Then your first time in Kilkenny?
Yeah.
And are you enjoying it?
It's beautiful here.
We have an amazing spot here. So Isaac, have you ever been to NodeConf before?
At the Waterford Castle.
Wow, this is a legendary event.
Yeah, the early days of Node.
And so was it the same atmosphere or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Like a bunch of JavaScript insiders.
Yeah.
In a rural location.
Yeah. Was there a boat involved? Was there a moat? Like I heard there was water involved.
Definitely remember a moat.
A moat, that's what it is. I don't know if it's a boat or a moat, but
Yeah. And sometimes it can feel like there's a moat around Node.
oh.
It's very symbolic.
Ooh, I like that metaphor. Yeah, go deeper into that. What is the moat around Node.js?
Oh, these days, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't one, but
I don't know. I think with the community that there is, like it is a tight community,
it's a tight community.
but there's open doors, right? Like it's easy to jump in at the same time.
The drawbridge is down.
Yeah, the drawbridge is down. That's a great metaphor. I like taking
Come on in
that way.
to the castle.
Yeah.
You'll be welcomed.
Absolutely. So, Michele, let's jump into the talk that you gave last year. I think it's kind of related to what you've been working on recently, or what you've all been working on recently. Tell us a little bit about that talk and what happened afterwards.
Yeah, so the talk was about Lyra, first iteration of what it was a full text search engine entirely built in JavaScript, which eventually evolved to be something a bit more complex and complete. By providing support for vector search and AI style search and many other things. And it was a talk on a project that I was working on while at Nearform. So it made sense to expose what we did as a developer experience team during NodeConf.
Love that. So Lyra was kind of the precursor to Orama?
Correct. Yeah, it was the very first iteration.
Okay. So what is your role at Orama? I mean, you are the founder, and what's your current role?
I'm a co-founder and I'm running technology at Orama.
Okay.
So I'm the one breaking things.
Okay, yeah. So somebody has to break some stuff
Exactly.
and then fix them.
So all the others can work, right?
Okay, yeah, exactly, yeah. And so Angela, what's your link with Orama, and what's your role?
I'm a co-founder too, and I'm head of design.
Okay.
So my main role is to ensure that we ship a user experience for our user, and that we listen to our users and we make research and gather feedback.
Okay, so you do the design work for the interface and working with getting the feedback from users, and you also do the marketing, or?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
That's wow, excellent. I mean, I've seen some of the design work you've done around the marketing stuff, and I just loved all of it. It was just so fun to see that amazing work. It's a great team. So Isaac, what's your role in Orama?
So there's this like classic trope about the perfect founding triad. So it's the hacker, the hustler, and the designer. So yeah, it's kind of what we have.
So you're the hustler in the group.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing everything else. The putting the business part together.
And so how did you get linked up with Michele and Angela?
So it's all Kian. Kian's the founder of Nearform and the founder of NodeConf EU. And Angela and Michele were working at Nearform and presenting at NodeConf. And after last year, Kian called me and said, hey, we have a really interesting project that started in Michele's head and is becoming a thing in the community. What do you like? Can you try to figure out what we could make out of this? And so it was Kian that put us together.
Wow, I love that magic. And I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, if I connect all the dots, this was starting off as kind of a side project, a talk from NodeConf or maybe other conferences too, linking up.
Yeah.
Clarify that a little bit for me.
Yeah, it was a show-off project to show how Node.js could be very performant and powerful by providing an alternative solutions to very popular search engines. And search engines in particular are a field that requires a lot of math, data structures, algorithms. So there's a lot going on, and this is where typically people think that Node.js is a bad choice for this kind of products. So what we wanted to do, I'm talking plural because the entire DX team, when I was working with you, was involved in this thought process. We wanted to show off the capabilities of the runtime, and full text search engine in that sense was the perfect example of something that deeply relies on computational power and Node.js. And to show that Node.js could actually achieve great performances. So that's why we wanted to start by showing how full text could work in JavaScript and not only in Java, C++, and Rust.
And that's been proven at this point, right? Would you
guess
go
so.
as far
I
as
hope
saying
so,
that?
yeah.
Well, that's what we're proving now in the present.
I think it's proving that we were correct back then. Yeah.
Awesome. So
Turns out that like JavaScript runs this algorithm really effectively, which nobody would believe. And that's a very interesting technical demo. So here we go, like NodeConf, okay, cool technical demo. I think I blame the next sort of stage on Angela really, because you take a technical engine, sort of a technology demo, but then if you put a bit of an experience around it, then it became something that people wanted as a product.
ooh, I love that.
And then and that's sort of where Kian called me. And then we had to start asking like, well, what does a next generation search experience look like? Like, what is that actually?
Yeah.
And it sort of evolved from being a technology demo of like, look what we can do in JavaScript, to being like what is the experience? And then, you go pull the tools you need to create the experience. Although, since we have expertise in JavaScript, and from this also evolved this very interesting architecture about how it works, we've kept a bunch of the technology still in JavaScript.
So there's still a lot of Node.js, a lot of JavaScript happening. So yeah, I love that because you kind of brought the metaphor back to the triad, combining all these forces and proving that JavaScript could be something performant and taking it to the next level.
It started as a technology demo, like, look, we can write a radix tree in JavaScript and make it performant, right? And we can write an indexer in JavaScript and make it performant. And I mean, we, like the collective you all, I wasn't involved, but then by adding like a cool experience around it and some aesthetic to it, then they started going, wait a minute, you know what? Actually, the thing that powers the search box is actually 10 years old.
Oh, interesting.
Right, like what everyone's using is like 10, 15 years old. Like it doesn't actually, when you put a modern aesthetic on it, then people started going, well, wait, this should behave differently.
Yeah.
What should this thing do?
Yeah.
And if you think about the modern search experience, the thing is the box understands you better. Right.
Dive into that a little bit more. So what makes Orama and the search more modern when we're thinking about that user experience? What's some of the magic that's happening?
First of all, it looks cooler.
Yeah, actually, I've seen the designs.
Yeah.
Angela, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that means something, right? Like
Yeah.
when you look at a Tesla, it looks modern.
Yeah.
Right. And so you expect it to behave in a more modern way.
I love that.
And we have something that looks modern, and what is the modern behavior is that it understands you. Right? It understands what you're trying to ask, not what you typed in. It predicts what you might be thinking.
Wow.
Right? So when you start typing something, it doesn't just complete the word, it completes potentially a phrase of like what you might be trying to ask.
Ooh, wow.
Because that's how the world works right now, right? If you type into Google, if you start typing in, you know, dinner, it completes that and it says like dinner reservation, dinner with my mother, dinner like out in the town. Like it's trying to imagine what you're thinking of. But when you go to an e-commerce site or your credit card history or your CRM or something, it's not doing that, right? It's just completing keywords.
Yeah.
It's not completing what does it think you're trying to imagine. And just like Google, where that gets smarter the more you use it, that's what the search box is supposed to do, right? It's now a prompt box.
Yeah.
And it's smart. It understands what you might be trying to ask for, so it auto-completes you. And then also when you give it a phrase like dinner reservation or you know, top customers, it understands what that means. It doesn't just look for like matches to TOP customers, right? It understands what you meant by that.
So for the folks that are watching this video right now, if they wanted to, you know, kick the tires or see some of this magic that's coming from Orama, is there a place they can go and look and check this out and learn more, or can they test this out today? I'll start with Michele. We can go around the table.
Yeah, absolutely. It's free and open source, so you can go on GitHub at
Love that.
Orama search/Orama. You have access to free and open source version. Then we also have a cloud version that you can try and has a free plan, so you can definitely go and check it out.
Love that. So people can test it out now, and there's more exciting things coming. Is there more coming, Angela? Tell me that they can test it out now, but they have to keep coming back.
How do they get the t-shirt?
Well, there's t-shirts. I want a t-shirt.
The mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the master the t-shirt design. You can have the t-shirt.
How do they get that?
You can just maybe write an article about Orama, try Orama, and comment on social media and tag us, and you will receive.
So the last question would be, can people get involved? You said it's open source, or can people commit or make
Sure.
PRs?
Absolutely. We actually have a bounty program.
Oh, wow.
So whenever there is a critical issue that we need to be fixed, that needs to be fixed ASAP, what we do is we typically assign a bounty. So it could be like $100 or I don't know, $200, whatever. And if you provide a proper solution, you get rewarded for your job. You get paid for your job
Wow.
in open source.
Love that.
But also you can always propose new features. You can open bugs, which is something that we really need.
Okay.
You know, if you, according to a bug, we want to know and we want to fix it, right?
It's like a bug bounty.
Absolutely.
Love
like, there are, as always, so many ways to contribute to open source that it's not just code. It's also writing documentation. It's explaining to people how to use the technology. There's a lot going on, and everyone can be involved at so many different levels.
Oh, I love that call out to say, like, you could be a developer, but there's other roles
Absolutely.
too. I love that. So what a great opportunity for folks who want to get involved in a cool project, an open source project. Like, here's a great place where they go and use something cool, something modern, like Isaac told us about this amazing rethinking search, and they can get involved and be a part of that. That's amazing.
It's a good place to start
Awesome.
for many people. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.